Hello and welcome to today's video, and in today's video I'll be showing this Sylvania 4ft fluorescent light. The insides, any labels it's got. I have had to repair this light. It's got some new end caps or tombstones as one of them was broken. So I think first what we'll do is we'll turn it on with the T8 fluorescent tube that I have. It also can fit T12s, so I've got the T12 bulb that it came with as well, but that one is very well used. So first we'll turn it on in 3, 1, 2, 3. There we go. So that's with a fairly brand new Philips tube. I'll show you the information on the tubes and the lights in a bit. And if we quickly turn it off and I change this tube to the T12. Now this T12 is high hours. Still works, made by GE. Again, I'll show you the information later. Tube is in and fitted. On 3 again. 1, 2, 3. Right, probably helps if you put the tube in correctly. But as I said, it's slightly high hours, still seems to work, no problems at all. Sometimes you get a bit of a purple flash from the right hand side end, which is a lot darker, but it still isn't end of life. So let's see if it fires up again. 1, 2, 3. That's a lot better. Yeah, the connections on this T12 tube aren't very good at one end, so I think that's probably the reason why the end cap was damaged as well. One of the pins is a little loose, and when you twist them in these fittings it doesn't always go in correctly. So I think what we'll do now is we'll show what's more unusual about this light batten. Now, of course, normally when you want to service or fit one of these light battens, you just undo the bolts or the clips, remove the cover. You can screw the light to the ceiling with the holes supplied, wire it up, put it all back together, and it's job done. However, the Sylvania light fitting is slightly different. It has 2 of these plastic screws that you have to undo first. So after you've undone these 2 screws, this might get noisy. The whole top of the light fitting then will come off. There we go. And then once you've got basically the light off, you can then unplug this by just pulling it out. And normally, if you'd wired this light to a ceiling where the wire doesn't go through, this back plate would now be separate. And you can fix this back plate to the ceiling using your levels, lasers or whatever. And once you've got this in the right place and screwed on, you can then just fit the rest of the fluorescent light and basically plug it in with this plug. But before we do that, I'm just going to show you some of the information that's on the light, and then we'll put it back together and test it a few more times. So I'm just going to pause the video now, and I am going to go hands-free for this next bit. So first I'll show you some information. It obviously used to have two of these end caps on it, and they have the word Sylvania printed on them. The one on the other side is missing and been replaced with a bit of wood. These are the tombstones stroke end caps that I have fitted, not original to this light fitting. These are just from a standard car park type light, but they do the job. Inside, the light is earthed with this connector block onto the chassis, and a bit further down we have the capacitor STC. A bit more information. I'll try and keep it in focus for you. That's better. We have the ballast, which is slightly rusty but quite readable. And then we have the starter. Now, starter is here, and this is a new starter because the one that's in the light fitting didn't work at all. So I fitted this Philips S10 230 240 starter, 4 to 65 watts, so ideal for both the tubes this light's running. And again, this is the other side where somebody has fitted a piece of wood which I had to remove to get to the end cap. And now the end cap on this side was the good one, ironically, and the one on this side was the one that was broken. A couple of zip ties by me. I don't think this is the greatest design. It probably made life a bit easier, but of course you've also got 4 connections, either for a switch or for a ring main on your lighting. Now on this side it wouldn't have been connected, but on this side you would have ring, switched, neutral, and that's it. So you got switched, which will probably be this one, neutral, earth, and of course one of them, which is the one that's not used, would have been the ring. These clips which hold it on also help you hang the lights from the ceiling. So this clip fits in this little hole. So once you've fitted the plate to the ceiling, you can just hang up the light, plug it in, and then fix it. And if you do this properly, if the little plastic screws ever come undone, the light fitting will not fall down. Interesting design. Inside, there are no other labels or anything, so I think what we'll do is we'll put this light back together and have it working with both tubes in again. I'll see you in a minute. Alright then, so the tubes I'm using today is this Philips TLD 36 watt 3500 colour, CE, made in France. And this is the T8, and this is just a tube that I have. I have a couple of these, seen in earlier videos. And then we have this. This is a GE, we can just about make that out. And this is a F40 watt 35535. This one is made in Hungary. It also has the CE and some dots for dating. Not exactly sure how you work this out. Don't know how old this tube is. The end caps are the standard on both of these, if I can get it in view. It's the ones with the mostly with the rectangle with the pins in, and they're both exactly the same. So GE and Philips have used exactly the same style. So I think that all that's left to do is to turn both of these tubes on again and see how it starts up. I'm going to also darken the room for this, so we should see a bit more action. So first, the T8 fluorescent light on 36 watts Philips. 3, 2, 1, go. Nice bit of a flicker, quite normal on these magnetically ballast light fittings. So off and back on, and back on. Quite blinky, this light. And finally we'll change the tube to the GE version. Might as well do this live. This time we're looking at the more burnt end. Bear with me if I make sure this light goes in correctly. I think that's in. So again, on 3, 1, 2, 3. A lot more unstable, this light. I don't know if this is getting close to end of life, but once it's brightened up it doesn't flicker much at all, but this is getting very dark now. But looks perfectly fine when working. So we'll do that one more time. I do like the way T12s come on, with the way that they glow just a little bit before they fire up. So on 3, 1, 2, 3. Nice. I've had the power meter reading in the background. Basically the 40 watt tube is pulling about 47 and 36 tubes pulling about 41. So I'd like to say thanks again for watching. Please like and subscribe, and I'll see you again soon. Goodbye.